So let's talk about backpacks. Backpack, sling pack, vest. So I started carrying this big giant sling pack a couple years ago. It's kind of overkill. Yeah, I know. But in here I got all my leaders. I make my own leaders, right? And I kind of travel light in the springtime. I'm not gonna lie. A few patterns of flies work good. We'll get into that in a minute. But so basically a box of nymphs and some sandworm worms and that kind of stuff. And in the other box is basically my leeches and just leeches and worm patterns. On the other side is basically more nymphs that are tied traditional carp style, like hook point up. So I find the first things that are moving are stoneflies, caddisflies, some worms get flushed out in the rain, and leeches. Those four are probably my go-to patterns. You know, you can do the egg sac leech sometimes works good, depending what the fish are, if they're still steelheaded and stuff like that. But any kind of nymph, like caddisfly nymph, stonefly nymph, sandworm worm, the dirty water special worm that I tied before, gold ribbon hare's ear on a carp hook or a 3x strong hook will also get the job done. And those are probably my go-to, and leeches, absolute leeches. So you can use a woolly bugger if you want to use a woolly bugger. I tie up a blood leech, black and red. It's kind of one of my go-tos for dirty water, especially dirty water, because the red makes, I don't know, dirty water and red kind of go hand in hand like peanut butter and jam. Something about the red that makes the fish really stand out and really enjoy having that. They really like go after that. I've had fish chase them. Definitely red and black in dirty water is definitely one of my go-tos. It's about confidence, right? So I always start with that. Caddisfly nymphs are good. I tie them on a carp hook. We've seen it before. I tied it on steelhead meat carp. I use it for if you're in cattails and you fish are on the surface feeding and you can just barely see them, but you can't really get a cast because you have no back room. Basically, you just dangle the fly out in the end of your rod tip and you drop the nymph there, and they will come sucking off the surface. Those are my go-to flies for the springtime. And then when things start to heat up a bit, and then I find the damsel flies start moving, and then some other hatches come off. You get them on dry flies, which is a rarity, but you can still do it. And then the minnows start moving more, and then the fry are out, and I've seen carp suck fry back, and then it kind of goes from there, and then the fly boxes kind of get bigger and bigger as the season goes on, and as more areas come unthawed. And then a water bottle, some hemos, some nippers, some split shot. You say split shot, you might be confused. But sometimes if you have a bead chain fly and you can't get it down there to where the carp are, but that's the fly they want that day, put a number like 1 or number 4 split shot on there. Right in front of it, we'll get it down a little bit deeper to get it where you need to be. Sometimes you might have to have 2. But the fish sometimes don't really care. But if you tie a hook point up and the hook's already buried in the mud, the split shot will be in the mud too. So that's a little tip for you. Carry some split shot because that might make a difference between getting fish and not getting fish. You might get the occasional one because that's what they're eating that day. But if you can't get down fast enough because the wind, or from the current or the wind is making the water move faster and your fly can't get down fast enough, put a split shot on it. I'm not kidding. Try it. And then I carry fluorocarbon, like I said, 8 pound and 10 pound. I don't go up to 12 really until I get to some big water and some big fish. This time of year, most of the fish are, like I said, the water's so cold. They fight, but they don't fight like crazy. They're pretty slow moving right now. So, and then I carry a water bottle because you have to have a water bottle because you're going to stay hydrated. Shout out American Carp Society, this awesome sticker. Thank you. And that's pretty much it for my bag. Other than my camera gear, which I'm talking to you on now, and a GoPro, and a selfie stick I carry for some underwater footage, and a little small tripod to put my camera on or my GoPro on, depending what's going on that day. And lastly but not least, a rocking net. It's a pretty big net. It's not a huge net, but it'll at least, if you're by yourself, it'll get a carp in there. It's rubberized, so it also acts as a landing mat. So you can get the carp in here, leave it in the net, under your hook, you know, have your camera set up, it's a basket net, so you can leave the fish in the water, get your camera set up, take a couple pics, and then the glory moment of letting it go back in the creek again. So that's kind of what I carry in my backpack, sling pack. kind of a lot of information at once. But that's kind of carry late. We get into later in the season, I carry a lot more flies. I'll carry those 2 fly boxes, plus I'll start carrying crayfish, goby, sculpins, some dry fly patterns, some beetle patterns, some mulberry patterns. So then in the fly boxes get more 3 or 4 fly boxes, and then when it gets hotter, it's more water. A raincoat, put a raincoat in there. I always carry a raincoat. Sometimes I don't use it, but sometimes you never know when a storm comes up, you get stuck somewhere, you need a raincoat. That's it. That's what's in my bag right now for carp. I'm just waiting for carp because you know what? It's supposed to get warm. Hopefully by next week, I should be out carping. I'm hoping. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed this video, or possibly love this video, I know I love this video, hit that subscribe button, please. And I'm Tales of Chasers. I'm gonna finish my coffee, tie some more flies, and before I go, all you guys out there tying flies, wishing you were carping, I feel your pain. We're out.